Hey everyone, welcome. It's Carrie from Carrie's Wreath Creations. Hope everyone is doing well today. I'm going to give people a second to find us and also give myself a second here to find myself on my computer here. Here we go. So welcome everyone. Today we are going to be working on a winter flower using deco mesh and a small Unique in the Creek board. I would really love to be able to see the comments, so hold on one second here. I hate how they changed my page experience and I can never find what I want. Hold on. Apologies. I have my video, but I can't see the comments. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Let me just go ahead and switch back to myself and then switch back to my business and see if I can, well, maybe I can just watch this as though I am myself and not, hold on. Nope, still don't see any comments. Okay, let me try one more thing, and if not, then I'm just gonna have to look over my shoulder at my phone to see the comments. Let's see. That's not even close to what I want to be looking at. Let me close that out. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Trying one more thing. Like, why is this difficult? Should not be this difficult to find myself live. I should have tried this out, I guess, before. I don't want to be on Facebook Watch. I want to be on... Thank you for commenting. I'm going to try one final time here to get the comments to actually show up on my page here so I can look at my computer, which is why it's out. See page. Try this. Okay, here's my live. Let me try to expand. There we go. Make a mental note of how to do that, I guess. Anyways, thank you for sticking with me while I fumble through technology. So if you're just joining today, we are going to be working on a winter flower on a small Unique in the Creek board. So if you saw my little preview picture that I posted like 2 hours ago, I posted a picture of what I was using, and I did put a link to this mesh. So if you're interested in it, I did get it from Craft Outlet, but I included a link and then the SKU number. So if you go back to my main page and look at that, it's just a regular picture that I posted about 2 hours ago. I did put in the comments where I got this from. Okay, the boards are from Unique in the Creek. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Bev. I got your package today. Thank you very much for sending that. I was actually on my down to my very last roll of red and yellow earlier today, so perfect timing. Okay, so small Unique in the Creek board. If you are new to these boards, they are from a company called Unique in the Creek. There are a few other places that carry them. Craft Outlet, you can get them on Amazon as well in, I believe it's 10 packs. Sometimes the small board is sold out on, well, sometimes I guess any of the boards could be sold out on Amazon. I know right now the small boards were not available on Amazon, but Unique in the Creek, and they come small, large boards. This is a small one. They have rectangle boards. They have triangle boards to make a Christmas tree, which you can see in the background here. But I tend to use the small boards more than anything else. Okay, so we're going to do a simple petal, and we're also going to be using this little puffy pom-pom center that I made. So this is just half of a styrofoam ball. It's a 4-inch diameter styrofoam ball that I cut in half, attached a pipe cleaner to the back with some hot glue and a floral pin. And then I use these fun little white pom-poms since there is little snowballs in the mesh. The pom-poms came from Hobby Lobby, $2.49. These are the 0.75 inch size. There's 100 in a pack, and I have this many left over. So not enough for 2 centers, but, and I just put these on here by hot gluing and putting them on. Very simple, okay? So I'm also going to be using my handy dandy little zip tie gun here. So this will clip and tighten the zip ties all at once. I get this on Amazon. I do have an Amazon affiliate shop where you can get any of the tools that I use. I also have an affiliate link for Unique in the Creek, which is where I get the boards. Unique in the Creek also has other wreath making tools. They have mesh and things like that, although I do not think they had this particular mesh when I looked earlier. This was from Craft Outlet. There are other retailers online that will carry this. Again, if you're just joining, check back on the picture that I posted earlier. I did put the link to this mesh and the SKU number in case you want to search elsewhere for it. You can search by SKU. Just go to Google, type in the SKU number. It'll pull up like wherever it's for sale. But this is just regular deco mesh. I did cut it with a wood burning tool. It is not my favorite thing to do to cut mesh with a wood burning tool. Deco mesh, I like using the wood burning tool for poly burlap. Deco mesh, not my favorite, but I really like this, and I like this for winter. So I did bite the bullet and cut this with my wood burning tool. Whether or not it keeps it from fraying kind of remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. So we're going to be making petals that look like this. I'm choosing to do this petal because since it is deco mesh, it is a little bit see-through, so I kind of want a little bit of a double layered petal, and I want to make sure I'm getting all four, or sorry, well, it is 4 colors, but all 3 of these blues coming through, okay? So I did already make this one. I'm going to put this into the board. On our small board, we are leaving row 1 empty. I just do that as personal preference because it keeps the flower the size that I want it to be. I'm going to be working on rows 2, 3, and 4. Row 2 is getting every pair of holes, so that's 8. Row 3 is getting every pair of holes, that's another 8. And row 4, we're doing all the pairs and shared holes, which is a total of 8. So that's 24 pieces. I cut up 1 roll of mesh. I have 30 something pieces here, so I have enough. I only need 1 roll of mesh for this project. Here's what the back looks like. Okay, so every pair of holes except for row 4, so I put them in the pairs, and the zip ties are sharing the holes. Nothing in row 1, just personal preference for me as far as the size of wreath I want to work with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one into the board here, and then we'll show you how to make this petal. It's pretty easy. So let's go ahead and get started here. Sorry for all the chatter there at the beginning. Just got to get some housekeeping things out of the way. I know I tend to have people ask questions, and that way I can just kind of direct them to watching the first 5 minutes or so of the video to know where they're where to get the information as far as like where do I get the boards, where do I get the mesh. And see, it's already sticking to itself, so I don't really know how much that wood burning really helped. But I also could have tried to flatten it out a little bit, and honestly, I just don't have time. Didn't have time today. All right, so another reason I chose to do this type of petal is because I'm not, honestly, cutting deco mesh with a wood burner is not the easiest thing to do. It's much harder to kind of keep a straight line, so this is a little more forgiving, this type of petal, if the lines are not quite straight. So that's just another reason why I chose this petal. So there are a few ways you can fold a petal to look like this. This is my personal preference. So I take my 10 by 10, turn it into a diamond, and bring the 2 corners in. Okay, so they're just touching. There's like slightly overlapping. It really doesn't make too much of a difference here. Okay, so you have this, and then I'm going to scrunch right along here's where they meet. Scrunch right along just like this. Okay, so I have this. And then I'm just going to bring one petal kind of behind the other one like this. Okay, so I'm pinching at the bottom. So there's a little bit of overlap between the two, just like this. Okay, and then this is going to go into my board. And I am going to work counterclockwise. Reason being, I want this here. This is the factory edge. I want it to overlay this is a cut edge back here. So I want to keep the factory edge on top as much as possible. Yeah, I really do like the colors of this, especially for something wintry that's not Christmas. I have had my share of red and green the past couple of days. I had a vendor event last weekend and did pretty well. I sold almost all of my Christmas flowers, but I have a huge event this weekend, 2 days with like 200 vendors. And so I needed more Christmas flowers. So I think I've made something like probably 10 wreaths, 10 flowers in the past 2 days. My fingers are pretty raw and I'm pretty tired of red and green. So anyways, if anyone's doing craft shows or anything anytime soon, we are here. This is the day before Thanksgiving 2022. If you're watching any other time, then you're watching a replay. But I did pretty well with the flowers at the last show I went to. Lots of people like the Christmas flowers, and I actually sold out of all of my everyday flowers as well. So I have a couple that I consider best sellers. That would be my sunflowers. I have an American flag flower that I make, and I actually have 2 styles of sunflower, and then a magnolia. So those are kind of my best sellers. I always have them at every show I go to, regardless of what time of year it is. And I sold out of all of those, plus a couple of other kind of neutral everyday flowers that I had with me. And it was funny because it was only a 4-hour show, and by the 3rd hour I had someone come by and say, you know, I had all my Christmas, like mesh Christmas wreaths and a couple other things, and I had someone come by and say, do you make wreaths for every day, for year round? And I said, yeah, of course. And then I looked around and I realized, oh, I actually had sold all of my like everyday flowers. So it's a good problem to have, but also for this big show, I wanted to make sure I have a lot of variety with me, Christmas plus every day, for people who are shopping for gifts and things like that. People want to be able to use stuff beyond just one season, and so my little fingers have been working very hard and are pretty raw. Do you think these colors will work with a maroon color door? Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, the only thing I personally don't like when we're talking about putting a wreath on a particular color of door is when I don't like when they blend in. So like, for example, so like the magnolia I make, it's white. Would it look great on a white door? Maybe not. Either the flower or the door is probably going to end up looking a little bit dirty. So that's kind of my one thing, is like matchy sometimes ends up, one or the other ends up not looking good. So I think this would look fine, because even at a white door, you still have enough color in there that it would show up. There's a lot of that like maroon, like dark cranberry color door here in my neighborhood. So like personally, I don't think anything with too much red looks very good, because red and maroon are kind of clashy. But you know, something with whites, or even something with like black or gray or beige, like all those tend to look pretty good. I have a black front door. So like when I take my pictures for Etsy, I take them on the back of my door that leads into my garage, because it's still a standard size door. So it's not like, you don't want to take pictures on an interior door, because they are usually smaller than your exterior door. So even though my door leading to my garage is on the inside of my house, it's an interior door, but it's still like a 3-foot door. So I take those pictures because I get the nice crisp white background. But I do recognize that sometimes when I take those pictures, some of my wreaths do not look good on the white door. So I always take a second picture of the wreath on my black front door. And then there's wreaths that don't look great on the black and look better on the white. So yeah, I mean, I don't think really, unless you're talking about a wreath that has a lot of the same exact color as your door, I don't think it's too much of an issue. I think this will actually look really pretty on a white door, or really anything, because even if you have a blue door, I think you would still look pretty nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of make sure these are spread out enough. Okay, make sure we're covering the board here pretty good. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to use my zip tie gun here and clip these off. So again, this is from Amazon. I do have an Amazon affiliate shop. That's where you can find things like this zip tie gun, which tightens and clips at the same time. The zip ties I use, whoops, which are 6-inch zip ties. Those are in there. Hot glue, the wood burning tool that I use, it's all there in the shop. I get a very small little commission. I think I'm still waiting to get my first check, and I've had that shop for like 6 months because I don't make like any money off of that. But and I do have my Unique in the Creek affiliate link as well for the boards, and I appreciate everyone that uses that. All right, so I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna try something here, and it might not pan out. So let's hold on one second here. So because I have so much of this like turquoise kind of color, I don't know what color you want. Is it turquoise? Kind of like a seafoam greenish teal, I don't know. That's all on the outer edge here, and it is on the outer edge of both ends of the mesh. I was just wondering if maybe if I turn the mesh a little differently, if I can get something different. Nope, it's still gonna be, hold on, try one more thing here. So if I go, usually I fold it, let me see if I'm trying to figure out if I fold it differently, if I can get a different color on the edge, but I don't think so. I think no matter which way I fold it, it's going to be the same colors on the outside. There is a method to the madness here, I promise. So if I do that, yeah, it's still always going to be the teal. Okay, so I was just, when I have this mesh that has stripes, so sometimes what I do is, and this isn't going to pan out because that teal color is on the top and bottom, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll turn the mesh a little bit different way so that when I fold it, I get a little bit different look. So I'll put this in the board and then I'll pull up another piece here in case that makes no sense, because it probably doesn't. But so I've worked with mesh before that, like, let's say this bottom color was like, I don't know, let's just say it was purple or something like that. And instead of it being the same color here, sometimes if you turn the mesh a little bit different way, and depending how you fold it, you can get a different color on that outer edge, but with this we can't. So that's fine. Just adds a little bit of contrast if you didn't want every single petal to be the same, but that's okay. This is pretty enough that it really doesn't matter if it's all going to look the same. I was just hoping to maybe bring out a little bit more of that blue, other two colors of blue, but that's okay. I think it will still look very nice even with all our petals being the same. So I'm only using one roll of this mesh. When I looked at Craft Outlet before I came online, I think it was either $5.95 or $6.95 for the 10-yard roll. So not terrible. It's got the little snowballs in it, which is why we're using our little pom-pom center that I made. So it kind of mimics the little snowballs in the mesh. And you could do like a, glitter rope center maybe, but I feel like you get enough kind of shimmer from the mesh that you can do something a little simpler for the center. So, and I did mention so I'm folding this in the way that is most comfortable for me. There is another way to fold this type of petal, and that would be to put it curl side down and then just scrunch from one corner to the other corner like this, and then bring your one petal over the other. Actually, I think it's supposed to be, well, no, it doesn't matter. But as you can see, I'm struggling because this is not the way I normally fold them, but that is the way that you can fold it as well. I just do the little fold in the middle, turn it to the diamond shape, and bring the two corners in, and then scrunch. For whatever reason, that's the way I initially learned how to do this petal, and so it is forever going to be the way that is most comfortable for me to do it. But you can get the same look with just folding it a little different. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. I hope everyone is doing well. If you're traveling, if you've already made it safely to where you're going, or maybe you're staying home and just hopefully maybe taking a little breather from any food prep or anything you're doing for tomorrow, or or God forbid you have relatives in your house and you're trying to already get away from them. It can be our secret if you're hiding out and watching Facebook Live so that you can have a break from the fam. That's fine. We don't need to tell anyone. This year my husband and I are staying home. So I mentioned I had that big 2-day vendor event that's on Saturday and Sunday. So we actually, on Friday, we get to go set up. And so we're going to go do that, which will be nice because it takes some of the stress off of having to set up on Saturday morning. Everything will already be there and they have overnight security and everything. So everything will be safely tucked inside. And then on Friday after we do the setup, we're gonna probably go get our Christmas tree. We always get a live tree every year. And then my husband's gonna have to bite the bullet and go up to the attic and bring down the millions of boxes of decorations that are up there. Although we are traveling for Christmas this year, so I might tone it down a little with the decorations. There's some things I already know I'm probably not gonna put out this year just because it is so much work. I have a Christmas village, with the little light up houses. It's all the stuff from It's a Wonderful Life. And I had a ton of pieces last year, and then my mom gave me more pieces that didn't even make it out last year because she brought them when she came to visit for Christmas. So I have, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many of those houses I have. And it's just a beast to get that all set up and plugged in and hide all the cords and make it look cute. So that might not make it out this year just because we won't be here for Christmas and it's a lot of work. So now with this mesh, it was a 10 by 10, 10 yard roll. And I didn't count. I mean, I assume if you have a perfect 10 yard roll and you cut them perfectly 10 inches, you should get 36 pieces. I didn't count, so I'm not sure if I have 36 or maybe 35 or 34. I'm gonna use 24 pieces right now because I'm doing 8 per row. I'm just about to finish row 3. And so that means I will likely have maybe 10 pieces left over. And so what I was thinking, and I honestly, the only reason I didn't do this on this flower is because I'm running low on all of my poly burlap, and this is my very last board that I have in my house right now. The more are coming, but I just went a little, like I said, I think I made 10 or 12 wreaths in the past 2 days to get ready for this vendor event. But with those leftover pieces, if I wanted to use this again, what I would probably do is I'd probably do white poly burlap and then put this just on row 4 or something as kind of like an accent. Maybe I would see if any of my, I have royal blue poly burlap. I don't know if the turquoise matches that. I do have a mint green, maybe. I don't know. I would see if I have anything else that kind of matches these colors and then just use this as an accent on the, row 4 probably. So that would, I would only need 8 pieces. I think I might have, I probably have definitely 8, maybe 10. Yes, I love this mesh too. Very pretty, very fun for winter. I feel like once we get past Christmas, people get in that sort of decorating depression kind of thing. A lot of people will not decorate for those, those single day holidays like Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras, St. Patrick's Day. A lot of people go into this decorating lull until it's spring. So this is just really pretty winter. I think this would look great right after Christmas. So, hopefully someone will see this and get excited about hey, it's not a bummer to take down my Christmas decorations because I have this beautiful winter themed flower that I can put on my door until spring or whenever the next time we decide to decorate. I know a lot of people, it's a hard sell to get real excited about, putting Valentine's decorations up or, St. Patrick's Day. I'll admit I'm one of them. I don't decorate for every season, for every holiday. Of course, I always have a wreath that I could put on my door for every season and every holiday, for sure. I can rotate those one for every day of the week if I wanted to. Okay. If you're just joining, I know there are some, and I've been talking through and not really saying what I'm doing here, but it's 10 by 10. It's deco mesh. I cut it with a wood burning tool. There's a couple ways to fold it, but I'm doing it this particular way. We go ahead and turn this into a diamond shape, and then I bring one corner and the other corner. They're just kind of slightly overlapping here, and then I scrunch right up the middle, and then I just put one kind of behind the other. Make sure I look like the way that looks. Okay, I'm pinching down at the bottom here, and then that's going into the zip tie. Just like this. Yes. Cheryl, are you the one that emailed me your picture, your wreath picture? I feel like it's the same name. I know I didn't answer the last, if that was you, I didn't answer the last one, but I did see it right before I went live. I think that's you. Did you send me a picture of a rose and a something else? What was the other one? I know you sent me a poinsettia. Rose and a daisy. Was that you? She's still on. Thank you, Joyce. Yeah, biggest show I've done so far, 200 vendors. I'm really glad I chose this one as opposed to the one I usually do the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So I've done, I usually do one that's at a brewery that just happens to be, I don't know what it is about Charlotte, but most of our craft shows are at breweries. And, which is fine when people have a couple drinks. Hey, they're like really willing to spend money. But anyways, I did that one last year, and it went okay. It's just that was just a one-day event. And I wanted to find something a little bigger, maybe a 2-day one, which is why I signed up for this other one that I'm doing. But another good thing is the weather looks like crap. It's supposed to be on and off rain Friday and Saturday, and not very warm. So I am super excited to be inside. It took a little while, a couple of times for me doing the indoor shows to really get it down to how I wanted my setup to look, because I was so used to using my 10 by 10 tent and how I, did the whole setup. And so when I did something inside, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have my tent. How am I supposed to display everything? So it took a couple of shows for me to feel pretty comfortable with how I wanted to do my indoor setup. So this last show I did, that went pretty well. It was last weekend. My space was only 6 by 7. It was very, very, very tight. And they said you have to have a 6-foot table. I was like, that's like half my spot. Oh, awesome, Cheryl. Yeah, great job. Your wreaths look beautiful, especially for being new to wreath making. Cheryl has made some really beautiful, she made a poinsettia and a daisy and a rose. Awesome. Really appreciate you letting me know that the videos are helping and you're having fun doing it. The mesh is from Craft Outlet. That's at least where I found it. If you go to my main page, my main Facebook page, so about 2.5 hours ago, I posted that I was going to go live, and I took a picture and posted the picture. In the comments, I posted a link directly to the mesh, as well as the SKU number. If you want to go search, you can put the SKU into Google, and it'll tell you where it'll show you different places where you can buy it. I think maybe the Wreath Shop might have it. I think the Wreath Shop is doing a big Black Friday sale. I think it's like 20% off of everything. I feel like I got an email. I don't normally shop there because their prices are a little higher and you need to spend more to get free shipping. But sometimes you got to bite the bullet. If they have something that no one else has, every once in a while, there'll be mesh that I need, and somebody won't, the normal places won't have it. They'll be sold out and I'll have to look somewhere else. So this last one, I'm just making sure I'm going in the same overlapping pattern. I'm just tucking that one petal behind this one that was already here. So that way all of my cut edges are hidden in the same way throughout the whole wreath. Okay. All right. So I probably, now that I'm thinking about it and seeing how this came out, now don't get me wrong, I think this looks really pretty. I like the colors. I think, you know, maybe there'd be a way to experiment with a different kind of petal, maybe even mix a few petals in this wreath in order to really get that other colors of blue to pop out, because I'm seeing a lot of the teal, but not so much of the other blues. And honestly, I have this much left over. I mean, I'm not going to count on line here, but like I said, and maybe I might actually go back and do this. I won't do it live, but another way that we could maybe get some more of that blue in, and the reason I didn't do this fold, because my pieces are not very well cut. I tried to do 10 by 10, but so maybe I would do some Dean Michael daisies, and that might bring out, it's still going to be a lot of that tealish green, whatever that is, on the outside, but maybe I could get a little bit more of the blue to show if I did like a layer of this. I don't know. It's still pretty. I'm not going to worry about it. So here's my little pom-pom center. Again, the pom-poms are just from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to put these in the opposite set of holes in row 4 here. And whoops. And let me just tell you, if you don't have a styrofoam cutter, I'm not talking about a kitchen knife, I'm talking about an actual styrofoam cutter, go get one, because I thought, oh, I don't really need that. I'm just going to keep sawing away with a kitchen knife when I need to cut those styrofoam balls in half. Oh my gosh, the styrofoam cutter has like changed my life. It's so much easier. And, you know, sometimes, I'll be 100% honest, sometimes I do a little bit of a cheat on my centers. You can get away with doing a little less than a 4-inch center on some of these styles of wreaths. And if I only have like so much of like glitter, a certain kind of glitter rope or whatever I'm using, I will just wind it around till I get to the bottom of the ball. And if there's still some balls showing, I'll go and use my styrofoam cutter and just cut it off right where my glitter rope or whatever ended, and just cut it down a little bit, and it's just so nice and easy, and you don't have all that flaking and everything. So here is my cute little winter flower. Yeah, I think in retrospect, something different in order to bring out a little bit more of that blue. I might just play around with the petals a little bit and maybe do a little less of an overlap on some of them to bring out that blue. But there's our little winter flower. So thank you for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out the pinned post on my Facebook page. That's where you will find links to everything, links to my Amazon affiliate shop, my Unique in the Creek affiliate link. I do have a YouTube channel, which is where I put all of the replays. And then I am also on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. So thank you again for watching, everyone. Take care and have a happy Thanksgiving.